Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome our dear students to a new episode in our educational program on the Egyptian television. Today we will discuss how to change question in reported speech, and in addition to revising some aspects of indirect speech. Now let's start. Today we are going to discuss reported speech but with questions مع الأسئلة. Reported speech, we have four parts of reported speech that we are concerned with: statement جملة خبرية, question استفهامية, command أمر, exclamation تعجب. Our concern today is with reported speech and questions. Of course, if we change the question into indirect, we are supposed to care for two things: changing outside comma and changing inside commas. I mean, in question we put the auxiliary verb before the subject, بقدم الفعل المساعد على الفاعل, or we use a question word أو بستخدم كلمة استفهام. But in reported speech we have the sentence of the person who spoke, الجملة اللي الشخص بيقولها, then we have no inversion, فيش تقديم فعل مساعد على الفاعل, we have subject, verb, and we may have object. Also, inside comma we are supposed to change the tenses, المفروض نغير الأزمنة. Past becomes past perfect, present becomes past. And we are supposed to care about this, but in two cases we have no change in tenses. في حالتين or we don't change tenses. If inside comma is what we say fact, or if outside comma is present. Let's see what do we mean. Of course, if the question started with an auxiliary verb, لو السؤال ابتدى بفعل مساعد اللي هي verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and modal verbs, we mainly use if and whether plus subject plus verb after changing its tense. If we have question words instead of auxiliary verbs, لو في كلمة استفهام بدلا من الفعل المساعد, we don't use if or whether, but we use mainly question words. بستخدم الكلمات الاستفهامية مباشرة. Of course, they are followed by subject and verb, يجي بعدهم فاعل وفعل. At the end, we don't have question mark, in spite of the fact that على الرغم من إنها استفهام, but if I change the question into reported speech, we don't use question mark at the end, we use full stop, بنستخدم full stop. Let's see. Do you want to hang out? In this question, it starts with an auxiliary verb. ابتدى بفعل مساعد, تفعل الأفعال المساعدة verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and modal verbs. If the question starts with an auxiliary verb, لو السؤال ابتدى بفعل مساعد, we mainly use if and whether. So, she asked if or whether I wanted to go to hang out. Again, I have changed it. said to be asked. She asked. Because the question starts with an auxiliary verb, السؤال ابتدى بفعل مساعد, I use if or whether. Want present, it changes to be past. I wanted to hang out. Of course, I have changed you into I, the pronoun you into I. The next example concerning WH question, here, where did you stay? The question here starts with a question word. So, if I change it into indirect, I'll say, he asked. Question word as it is, where as it is, then we have subject. I have changed you into I. He asked where I. Did past simple, we change it into past perfect. Past perfect had plus past participle. So the sentence, he asked where I had stayed. Where, question word, remains as it is. You changes to be I in most cases. Did past simple, we change it into past perfect. Now we have some examples. He asked me where space to eat. Is it I want? I wanted? Did I want? Do you want? What do you think? Asked, this is reported speech in question, where it's a question word. If we have a question word, we are supposed to have subject and verb. Subject and verb. So I couldn't use C or I couldn't use D. So we have I want or I wanted. Outside comma here we have asked. This is past. So I am supposed to use I wanted. He asked me where I wanted. I don't use I want because this is past and I am supposed to change the tense. المفروض أغير الزمن. As we have said, I wanted is the correct answer because asked, then we have a question word, we have subject and verb. Asked in the past, so the question is I wanted. Next example. She asked space go hiking. Is it if I want? If I wanted? If do you want? Do you want? Closely, look closely. Asked, this is question reported speech. Then we are supposed to have if or whether or a question word. Here we don't have a question word, so I am supposed to use if or whether. Asked in the past, so I am supposed to use past, not present. If I want is not supposed to be used. If do you want, I have put the auxiliary verb before the subject. This is wrong. This is inversion to form a question, and we don't want to have the form of question. We do want to have the form of a statement. عاوزين جملة الخبرية that ends with full stop. Do you want the same? So C and D are not correct because they start with an auxiliary verb ابتدت بفعل مساعد as if they are questions, and we don't need questions. We have changed the question. حولنا السؤال إلى جملة خبرية. She asked space the answer if I wanted to go hiking. Of course, go is followed by ing. Again, she asked if I wanted to go hiking. They asked if space meet me earlier the former day. Again, asked, this is the form of question. To change it into indirect بحول الاستفهام إلى غير مباشر. If, so I am supposed to have subject and verb with no inversion, بدون تقديم فعل مساعد على فاعل. Let's see. They can. Could we? We can. They could. Again, we have if, so we are supposed to have subject and verb. Ask, this is past, so I can't use they can. Past with present are not correct. We can, the same. These are present, and we do want past because we are supposed to change past simple or to use past with question. Could we is wrong, so the answer is they could. They asked if they could meet me earlier the former day. Of course, former day, it was supposed to be originally yesterday. Yesterday changes in indirect to be the former day, the previous day, the last day. This is an indirect speech. She asked me why space to the party the day before. Ask, this is question and reported speech. Why, it's a question word. To the party the day before. Of course, we have said the day before originally is yesterday. Yesterday again changes to be the day before, the former day, or the last day. Let's see the options. I haven't come. I didn't come. I hadn't come. Didn't I come? Again, we change question in reported speech to have question word, subject, and verb. So D is omitted because I have here inversion. I have put the auxiliary verb before the subject. So D is omitted. The day before is a sign for past simple. So in indirect, غير مباشر, we change past simple into past perfect. So again here I haven't come. This is present perfect. Present perfect is formed by having, has, or have plus past participle. So this is not correct. So A is omitted, D is omitted. Here I didn't come, I hadn't come. احنا قلنا قبل كده في غير المباشر في الاستفهام برجع الزمن للأقدم. هنا past simple because of the day before. They are or it is supposed to be past perfect. المفروض يبقى past perfect. So the answer is I hadn't come. Of course, you do remember come, came, come. So the sentence, she asked me why I hadn't come to the party the day before. Again, she asked me why I hadn't come to the party the day before. Now, let's move to the rewrite question. Rewrite the following sentences using the words in practice. Are you coming to the party? He said to me. Use he asked. Take care. Are you coming to the party? He said to me. This is present continuous. Present continuous expressing the future. هنا المضارع المستمر بيعبر عن المستقبل. Are you coming to the party? Present continuous is formed by having am, is, are plus ing. Are you coming to the party? The question starts with an auxiliary verb. بدأ بفعل مساعد. Again, auxiliary verbs are verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and modal verbs. So I say, he asked. Auxiliary verb, so we say he asked if. You, in most cases, changes to be I, because here we have me. He asked if I. Present continuous changes to be past continuous. المضارع المستمر بيتحول إلى ماضي مستمر whose form is was or were plus ing. He asked if I was coming to the party. Let's see. He asked me if I was coming to the party. Present continuous changes to be past continuous. Present continuous changes to be past continuous. And the pronoun you as subject, الضمير you كفاعل, changes to be in most cases the pronoun I. Where do you live? The teacher said to them. The question starts with a question word. السؤال ابتدى هنا بأداة استفهام. Do is present simple. I say the teacher said to them. Of course, because this is question, use asked. Said to becomes asked. The teacher asked. Question word remain as it is. هتفضل زي ما هي. After the question word we have subject. The subject here you. You, and we have the object them, so you becomes they. Do present simple changes to be past simple. Let's see the answer. The teacher asked them. The teacher asked them. Question word as it is, أداة الاستفهام زي ما هي. You as a subject becomes they because the object لأن المفعول هنا إيه؟ them. The teacher asked them. The teacher asked them where. They lived. Do is present simple. Do بتعبر عن present simple المضارع البسيط. We change it into past simple that ends mostly with ed, ied in addition to using irregular verbs بالإضافة لاستخدام الأفعال الشاذة. Again, where a question word remains as it is. Do present simple becomes past simple, but after the question word بعد أداة الاستفهام we use subject and verb. You changes to be they. Do present simple becomes past simple lived. The teacher asked them where they lived. Do you like Italian food? She said. This is question. We change it into indirect. The question here starts with an auxiliary verb. السؤال ابتدى بفعل مساعد. Again, auxiliary verbs, verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and the modal verbs. Use asked. What do you think? Do as an auxiliary verb, so the question starts with, the answer starts with if or whether. She asked if or whether. You, in most cases, as we have said before, you في معظم الحالات زي ما قلنا قبل كده, you changes to be I. Do present simple changes to be past simple. Let's see the answer. She asked if, as we have said, auxiliary verb, السؤال ابتدى بفعل مساعد, we use if or whether. She asked if. She asked if. You, as a subject, changes to be I in most cases. You changes to be I in most cases. She asked if I liked. Liked, past simple, because the question is in present simple, because of do. She asked if I liked Italian food. And at the end we have full stop. We have omitted question mark and we put full stop. And we have omitted auxiliary verb and we use if I liked because this is present becomes past. Again, she asked if I liked Italian food. Did you watch the match yesterday? He said to me. The question here starts with an auxiliary verb. ابتدى بفعل مساعد. Again, auxiliary verbs are verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and modal verbs. So I'll start the statement or I'll start the answer with if or whether. Said to becomes asked, of course. Yesterday, it becomes the day before, the last day, the former day. Like tomorrow, the coming day, the following day, the next day. Like now becomes then. Some words that you have studied before. The question he asked. He asked me if. We have said the question starts with an auxiliary verb, so I will say he asked me if. He asked me if. Did. This is a sign for past simple. We have said past simple changes to be past perfect. Past simple becomes past perfect. He asked me if I had watched the match. Yesterday becomes the day before. We have said before, yesterday becomes the day before, the last day, the former day. Tomorrow, the coming day, the next day, the following day. Now becomes then. And these words that we have known before. What are you doing now? She said to me. This question starts with a question word. ابتدى بكلمة استفهام. So it remains as it is. هتفضل زي ما هي. You, as we have said, as a subject pronoun, and we have me. In most cases, you becomes I. في معظم الأحوال, you بتتحول إلى I. Present continuous changes to be past continuous. المضارع المستمر يتحول إلى ماضي مستمر because outside the commas we have past. If we have present, لو كان برا الأقواس مضارع, we have no change inside, no change in tenses inside the sentence. The question she asked. So, she asked me what? She asked me what? A question word as it is. You becomes I. Present continuous becomes past continuous. She asked me what I was doing. Now changes to be then. Take care. If we have says to, if we have says to instead of said to me, so we will not change the tense. I will say, she asked me what I am doing then. Again, if we have here present outside commas, so we don't change the tense inside comma. If I say she asks, I will say she asks me. She asks me what I am doing then. In case في حالة ما كان said to تتحول موجود says to. Another case, we don't have change tenses if we have facts. If I say, the teacher asks his students what they know about water conditions. ازاي يعرفوا ايه عن حالات تكون المية. We have liquid, we have solid, we have vapor. So this is a scientific question. So we don't have change in tenses because of scientific facts. Let's move to the next example. A hairdresser cut my hair this morning. Use I got. Take care. In this sentence, it's causative, سببية. Cut hair is in the past, في الماضي. Because if it is in present, لو كانت مضارع, hairdresser, singular, مفرد, we are supposed to have S, but here. A hairdresser cut my hair this morning. I got. In causative, we have got plus object plus past participle, or the person who did or who has done the service for me plus to, like this. I got my hair cut this morning. Get plus object plus past participle, or I had my hair cut. In causative, we have get or have plus object plus past participle. Got, because here we have past. As we have said, if it is present, we have here S. If it is present, we have here S. I'll say, I get my hair or I have my hair cut this morning. Also, I can say, I had my hair cut this morning. Next example. He said to the children, don't approach the river. It may flood at any time. Of course, in this sentence, we have order or request. Use approaching. Approach here is in the infinitive في المصدر. Approaching is in the gerund form or that ends with ing. So think of the sentence. How can I use a word to be followed by gerund or verb ing? Is it threat or is it warning? ده تحذير. So look in your memory. What words that mean warn? Yeah, that's correct. He warned the children against. Warn is followed by the preposition against. He warned the children against. He warned the children against approaching. Approach become approaching. Warn against replaces don't. He warned the children against approaching that river. Here we have full stop because we have two sentences. In order to connect the two sentences عشان اربط الجملتين I use and added that. He warned the children against approaching that river and added that. It may becomes might. It might flood at any time. Again, this is order, or what we say a firm request, يعني طلب حازم. He said to the children, don't approach the river. I have replaced don't with warned. He warned the children against approaching that river and added that because we have full stop and added that it might. I have changed may into might because here we have warned past because said to past. He warned the children against approaching that river and added that it might flood at any time. The next sentence, he said, I'm sorry, I have come late for the meeting. هو قال أنا آسف أتيت متأخرا الاجتماع. Take care. Have come, this is present perfect. As we have studied present perfect before, an action happened in the past with no specific time but has an effect at present. حدث تم في الماضي بدون وقت محدد لكن ليه تأثير في الحاضر. He said, I'm sorry, I have come late for the meeting. Use coming. I want to change come as a main verb here into coming. What is the meaning of the sentence? إيه معنى الجملة؟ Yeah, that's correct. It's an apology, اعتذار. So I can have this sentence. He apologized. He apologized. I have replaced said and I'm sorry. I have replaced said and I'm sorry with apologized. He apologized for. Apologized in most cases are followed by the preposition for. He apologized for coming. He apologized for coming late to the meeting. Of course, if we have an object here, I will say he apologized to us. He apologized to us for coming late to the meeting. Apologize is followed by for plus ing or apologize to plus the person whom I am giving the apology. Next sentence. The boy said, I didn't break the window with my ball. الولد قال أنا لم أكسر النافذة بالكرة الخاصة بي. This is a statement جملة خبرية because it starts with the subject. بدأت إيه بفاعل and it ends with full stop. What is the request? Breaking. Break as a main verb in the infinitive case. Break هنا في الفعل في المصدر. I have changed it into breaking. What does this sentence mean? الجملة دي معناها إيه؟ That's correct. The boy deny. الولد بينكر. Deny in most cases are followed by ing. So the answer, the boy denied. Said in the past, so de in y. We have changed the y into ied because y is preceded by consonant. The boy denied breaking the window with his ball. My becomes his because the subject the boy. The boy هنا فاعل. صفة الملكية الموجودة عندنا هنا my. So I have changed my into his. The boy denied breaking the window with his ball. Next sentence. The kids said, let's go to the theme park tomorrow. The kids said, let's go to the theme park tomorrow. Of course here this is suggestion, اقتراح. We have studied suggestion before. Let's plus infinitive. Or we can say what about, how about, why don't we, shall we. These are expressions تعبيرات to show suggestion الاقتراح. The kids said, let's go to the theme park tomorrow. الملاهي غدا. Use going. As we have said, what does this sentence mean? الجملة دي معناها إيه؟ That's correct. It's suggestion, اقتراح. And we have studied before, suggest is followed in most cases by ing. So let's have this answer. The kids suggested going to the theme park the next day. We have said before, tomorrow becomes the next day, the following day, the coming day in reported speech في غير المباشر. So the kids suggested going to the theme park the next day. And we can say the kids suggested that they go or we go. عملنا ايه؟ suggested plus that plus subject. لما يكون suggested بعدها that وفاعل we have infinitive or should plus infinitive. But suggested here is followed directly by a gerund. So the kids suggested going to the theme park the next day. At the end of our session today, we have revised how to change questions into indirect, in addition to revising how to change the statement into indirect too. اتعلمنا ازاي نحول السؤال والجملة الخبرية لغير مباشر. Till we meet again next time إن شاء الله. مع السلامة.